Good morning. It is 6:43. Welcome back to Great Day for this Tuesday. And look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to talk cars. Joe, the car guy, is joining us in studio right now. As Ron, the car guy, still playing hooky. I'm guessing he's still basking in the sun. So with him gone, we have to talk about some things that will help people.
That's right.
And what are we talking about this morning?
Today we're talking about shopping for car repair over the phone dominantly. It's really, really tricky when you're calling places and asking for quotes over the phone. Mm-hmm. There's two categories for it. One is you jumped on Google or your buddy told you, hey, I think it sounds like your alternator's bad.
Right.
Or
your buddy the mechanic.
Yeah, exactly.
Works, maybe doing something totally different.
Right. Yeah. Stock shelves at IV or something.
Right.
But and then the other is they've taken their car in somewhere, it's been inspected and diagnosed, and they just want to try and find a better deal for it. And what we find is people are doing a disservice to themselves when they're calling around. They're kind of setting themselves up for a disappointment. If you call 5 different shops, you're going to get 5 different prices.
Right.
It's inevitable. One, because there's a little bit of a price variance, but the other is they don't know what your car needs.
Right.
So a lot of people like to let their fingers do the walking so they're not having to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
But you're saying in this circumstance, maybe it is better to drive to the specific locations that you're wanting to check out?
It is, because it's going to be similar to trying to price like getting a crown or a filling. Without actually going to a dentist.
Right.
Okay.
Well, they're looking at it first.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's impossible because you're going to have one person that's going to price you the cheapest alternator in that instance that I used. And then you're going to have somebody that's going to price you a premium alternator. And then you're going to have somebody that's going to price you an alternator and a serpentine belt because it comes off and they think, well, we should replace that too. So you're going to get 3 varying prices alone there. Then somebody's going to forget their shop fees and tax. Mm-hmm. That can change your bill 8 to 15%. So there's a lot of variables that, I mean, over the phone just does not work.
Now, if you're knowledgeable, like giving us the details you are today, would it be possible to call in, be like, I need to know, pricing on the work that's going to go into it. I need to know exactly what you're talking about as far as what you're going to replace. If you knew that information, would you be able to call, or it's still one of those things you want to take it in?
You still want to take it in because it's one of those things that you're still going to be getting a guess by that person. And the thing that hurts the most for the pocketbook is if you tell me you need a water pump, for instance, and I give you the price for that, when you come in, if it's not the water pump and I put a water pump on it, who's responsible at that point?
True.
If it needed a thermostat to go with the water pump, or your car's not fixed, who does that fall on is kind of the question to ask.
And if it's a reliable shop, it'd probably be good if they say, we need to see your vehicle, you need to bring it in.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
probably a good thing to hear from them at the same time.
If you call me, I won't give you a price over the phone for these reasons, because if I tell you it's going to be $386.23 to fix your car, it better be that when it shows up, and that's just the reputation that we try and have.
This is also an opportunity for less reputable shops to throw some money onto the bill. And the first thing I thought of when I saw the email about what you were going to talk about today was women, because women can be taken advantage of at some of the less reputable shops,
The shady
and it
joints.
happens.
I'm not talking about Shade Tree Mechanics.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And it happens. You see it on national investigative shows and things like that all the time. And I know you guys don't do it, but...
Yeah, exactly. It unfortunately, it happens in the world. It's just an unfortunate fact of life where, you could come in or call and get a price on a water pump. They can tell you anything to get you in the door. They can tell you it's going to be $1. And when you show up, they tear your car apart and then say, oh, it looks like it's going to be another $800 to fix it. Where, the reputable shops are going to say, let's look at your car. A lot of times you can get a second opinion at no cost or low cost. But the other thing is be up front when you go into the repair shop. You always have the guy that he's got like the sheet of paper there. He's like, I'm going to see if you can beat this. Just let them know what you're working with, because there could be 5 different alternators available for one car that are 5 different qualities. You want to know what warranty they're going to cover. Are they going to cover parts and labor for the entire duration? Is it just a parts warranty?
And which aftermarket alternator they might use if you don't get the certified one for the vehicle, for the specific vehicle, either the GM or the Ford product, for example.
Yep. And if they put an alternator on it and it fails at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're out of state, are they going to take care of towing? Are they going to take care of rental car? There's just so many variables that go into that you really need to be asking questions on that you know, calling into a shop and saying, hey, how much is it for you know, to do my head gasket? That's a
So it would not be would you be insulted if somebody came into your place and said, hey Joe, something's wrong with my car, here's what so and so says it's going to cost to fix it, can you beat that?
Yeah, what we would do is we'd say, well, let's take a look at it and verify that so we can make sure that we're getting the correct information to you, because there are places that, and it happens everywhere, there's nobody that's exempt from this. Somebody's going to diagnose a car wrong at some point. It will happen.
But you would not be insulted if someone chose
Absolutely
that because
not.
they went to somewhere else first.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people are worried about that. They say,
Yeah.
oh, I want them to think I'm coming to them first.
Yeah.
It's not an insult.
No, it's probably the opposite. I mean, if somebody brings that to me, I'd rather know up front, okay, here's what I'm looking at, here's what I'm dealing with. The technicians love it because they can go back and they can either confirm or deny an exact problem. You know, I can go back and I can look at the head gasket and see if it's wrong. That's why we offer no-cost second opinions on things that are visually inspectable. You know, I mean, if you've got to spend 5 hours doing an electrical test,
it's a different story. Yeah. Okay.
you know, it's different. But you know, the simple things, get a second opinion on it.
Well, it's an opportunity for you to grab a new customer too.
Yeah,
Potentially, right?
absolutely. We kind of go off the adage, you know, we'll beat something with like parts and like warranty by 10%. You know, if you bring it into us, because we want the opportunity to be able to take care of as many people as possible and provide
You
them
really
service.
do. It's top-notch service there too. So good job. So now, speaking of top-notch service, it's even nicer when you can save a little money on top of it. Now,
Yeah.
Ron's still out of town, so you still have something to offer.
Yeah, we extended we had a ton of calls last week and people that were swinging by wanting the $23 off any invoice, so we'll do that one more week.
And that will apply for the oil changes too?
Yeah, it'll count for oil changes.
Just want to double check.
That's
All
right.
Okay.
Make the appointment now before he gets back.
So take advantage of it, folks. Now, people want to find you. What's the easiest way?
Easiest way is we're down off of Swanson Boulevard on Northwest 92nd Court. You can jump on the internet and Google us, and we'll guide you in.
There you go. Perfect. Joe the Car Guy, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. We'll be right back. You're watching Grit Day.